Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Jonnita Stanton. We have Reginald Perryman, Kashka Williams, and we are TSARE. This is the There's Something About Real Estate podcast where we talk all things real estate. And today we have special guests, Julian and Tristan Denha.
Thank you, Jonnita.
All right.
Jonnita.
So let's get to it.
All right.
Okay. Estate Financial, Swift Investments, top title. So that tells us already that, it's all real estate. But we want to start with background and education for both of you.
All right. All right. I started off, you're saying education first. Education, I went to St. Fabian, K through 8th. We went to Catholic schools our whole life. Brother Rice High School for high school. And then,
No.
yeah.
Right.
Oh, what?
CC.
Come on. You can't do that to us.
all one family.
You got to change now. You got to change.
Maybe. Well, I'll tell you more about it after you finish.
All right. Yeah, we went to Brother Rice, and then after that, I went to Wayne State. And honestly, I never really talk about it, but I had my last 3 classes left, and I said, forget school. I don't even want to go back. I have a picture with the cap and gown. I talked the lady into letting me walk. Thought I was going to go back. I never did. I went right to work from there.
Wow.
Honestly. Yep.
Okay. What were you in school for?
Business management. It's a worthless degree, to be honest. It really is. It's a worthless degree. The teachers can't teach you that. They cannot teach you that. So, I really didn't go back, and I don't really care.
That's right.
I don't work for nobody, and that's the beauty of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
Tristan.
Education, same exact as him. But college, I went to OU. I started as a marketing major, went to finance, went to accounting. I loved accounting. I found the love in accounting within my dad's businesses, which we'll get to. Went ahead, took my CPA exams, passed all 4 exams. And right now I'm in the process of getting my transcripts finalized so that I can get my CPA license, even though it really doesn't hold true value to me. It's all about the name. It's a good title to carry on, and we'll make it work with that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I want to hear a little bit about upbringing, because when I met you guys, we did talk a little bit about Dad, and I'm kind of interested in hearing, a little bit about the upbringing with Dad, what he does, and why you chose. Like, how did you not go into the retail?
We'll get into
Yeah.
that. That's easy. So, me and him both grew up managing Dad's stores. Dad had 38 stores at one point. Blew Dollar Castle up. A lot of people know Dollar Castle in this area especially.
Wow.
Blew it up. Did amazing. Opened up a distribution center. Long story short, times got hard. Pops, once the depression happened, or recession happened, 08 recession, prices went up. You were buying stuff for 60 cents. Now you're buying them for 75, 80. Margins shrunk. He had to move, close the warehouse, and he lost a big account with Spartan Foods. I'm sure everybody knows Spartan Foods and Farmer Jack. So there were a couple hurdles that he had to jump through. Closed the warehouses, started expanding his franchise concept, even when things were bad. Then we had to go over $1. Franchisees, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the franchise concept. They're owner operators that basically own a store. They're the owners, but they're using our name, and we get paid a franchise fee for that.
Right.
And basically, the franchisees couldn't adapt to over $1 and dump money into their stores. So what my dad did was keep all the big stores. If you guys walk into a Dollar Castle today, we only kept the large ones, and now the business is unbelievable. He made a big comeback doing that, and he also did a few other things, cash advances and real estate, and he gets into a bunch of stuff. So we piggybacked off him, and I could say this, and I know he's going to say the same thing. Taught us everything we know. We followed literally everything he did. I was in every meeting with him, between him and I, every single meeting with him, learning, trying to just pick his brain and learn.
Wow.
You know?
How old were you when you started actually being up under your dad in those meetings?
I was, probably 19, 20.
Okay.
Where he would actually bring me, I'd beg him.
Right.
I'd beg him. Dad, just let me come be a fly on the wall.
Right.
But yeah, I was young. He taught me at a young age.
That's good.
Yep.
So when you mentioned the businesses, and he kept several of them, So did the franchisees, did they own the real estate and they just had an agreement for the name?
They did not own the real estate. My dad
Okay.
didn't own all the real estate on his stores. He owned the
Okay.
business, not the real estate.
Okay.
Yep. But they owned the name, and
Right.
he would take a franchise fee
Right.
on that. So you would take it's called a 2% royalty on the
Right.
gross revenue of the stores, every store possible. You
Right.
know, that he owned, at least with Dollar Castle.
Cool.
Yep.
So, you guys, the businesses, Elite Financial, Swift Investments, Hot
Estate
Title.
Financial.
Huh?
Estate.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did I say?
Estate.
Elite.
Oh, why do I want you guys to be elite? I'm sorry.
They
you
are
are elite,
elite.
but
Right.
the name is Estate.
It's okay.
Okay, I apologize. But I guess I'm just saying it's a mortgage company, title company, and real estate, correct?
Right.
So you guys didn't do like the retail store
We learned
franchise.
retail was not the wave anymore. It was
Right.
a good concept back in the day, and it still is a great concept. And we always talk back and forth about finding some way to get back on and maybe ride like an Ollie's bargain outlet concept, because we're very similar to those now. But currently what we're doing, it's much cleaner, easier. You don't deal with employee turnover, dealing with the cost of the items, putting up stock. There's so many moving parts in retail, but learning that whole retail business makes a business like a mortgage office completely easier.
Simple.
Yeah,
Right.
like simple, like easy as 1, 2, 3, ABC.
Right.
Seriously.
And we both say that probably is the reason that we scaled up in our businesses so quick. Because if you got to run a dollar store, I promise you, it's the hardest thing you got to do.
You're dealing with
What we
300
do is
things at
so
once.
easy compared to this. I'm telling you.
You're dealing with 13,000 SKUs, 20 employees, 10 of them are calling off, and
Yeah.
hours are long, and there's so many moving parts. Bad vendors, jobbers coming in and trying to sell you stuff. It never ended. And
Right.
we learned that it was a good way. You could make a lot of money doing it. Was it for us? No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
We were not. That's not what we were built for.
We'll get back into it on the high level.
Yes,
Me and
exactly.
Tristan will do it, and he was always handling the accounting, the backing, the office. He put that in line. I put the front end, the operations in line, and him and I were like the dynamic duo there when we were doing it. But just we wanted to do
Get out of
something
there.
easier. It was too hard to grow to the level we wanted to, for sure.
Did your dad want you to be in that business?
No.
Oh, he didn't.
No.
He used to yell at us. Get
He
out.
used to literally yell at us. Like when I told him I was going to be a CPA, because Julian wanted to be involved in the business. He
Right.
loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it too, but I was on the back end. I had a good person with me in the office, and I just implemented a new system, a new accounting software, got everything streamlined in there. And when I told him that, he applauded me. He wanted me out, and which led me to get my job at an accounting firm, which I worked at for a year. Great job, great experience. It wasn't made for me.
Right.
I can't be that guy in the cubicle sitting all
I
day.
would call him every day saying, "What the hell are you doing,
Yeah.
man?"
Look,
What are you
I took
doing?
it by the horns. I loved what I did. Truthfully, I learned a lot of stuff. I saw a lot of different companies, a lot of different structures, how they do things, how they write things off, how some clients are buying jets to write off $12 million towards their $40 million income, things like that. Those aren't legit numbers, but they're really doing stuff like that. Like people are
Right.
really doing that every day. And when you're in the forefront of it and you're seeing everything happen, like a big company is acquiring a small company and how that whole transaction works, it really develops your brain, and you see a whole new light on deal after deal after deal. You know, your mind is wide open.
So we got to keep in mind you're 28,
Yeah, 28.
25.
Yep.
Wow. So that exposure to by working at that company, it just opened your mind up. So when you came out on your own, you were like,
Exactly.
this is possible.
I remember the day I quit my job, my partner told me, like, she knew I was good.
Right.
And she knew I believed that she did, that I did a great job at what I had to do. My duties, you give me them, I'll do it in a quarter of the time that people will do the jobs. And
Right.
I used to actually look at it. It was called a WIP journal, a work in process journal. And you would go to the prior year and see how long a task took the previous person.
Okay.
And I was always beating the previous person out. And people were coming up to me, having me duties offside. Like, they have a whole system for alignment and how to delegate tasks to people and clients. And they were coming to me, like the partners, directly. And I knew I was doing a phenomenal job. And when I told her that day, she said, it's your time to go and do your thing and fly. And actually, I called her about 2 months ago, and now we're signed up with them. They're our representation. They do our accounting, and I won't go with anybody else. I told him, I told everybody. I said, those are my people. They treated me well. They really treated me like family. I have nothing but respect for them, and everything will always go through them until I open my own accounting firm one day.
So I got something to say though.
Yeah.
So look, I'm like y'all, right? I'm not. I used to be very pro college, right? Pro school. But now I'm not, right? I'm not so much. Now that my son is in school, and I'm like, I'm saying the same thing. Like, why? What are you doing, right?
Right.
But it sounds like though, because I had a similar situation. But from going to school, that afforded you the opportunity to go into the business in the positions that you were in,
Right.
and run the business from that position. If you wouldn't have went to school, you could have still came out and done it, but not in the same manner. You wouldn't have understood it the same way.
I agree 100%.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
fought through school. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
You give me a book, but you might as well give me cancer and kill me.
It is.
I swear, I cannot do anything with a book. I don't know how to learn with a book. It's not
crazy.
fair to me. I swear.
I just
He was a
finished
book
my
guy. He
first
looks
book,
at something, he
literally,
gets it.
right? But yeah, so now I guess I'm hearing y'all, and I have to think a little bit more about the school aspect because because I'm the same way. So I think what a lot of people in business are missing right now is the practice.
The fundamentals.
The fundamentals. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Knowing how to run a business. Like you just said, something that was basic to you, right? WHIP.
Yeah.
Most people in business have not, or most people in this business have never heard of that.
Yeah.
So they're out here hustling. You know what I mean? So they working twice as hard. Y'all hustling still, but it's like you said, it's easy and fun.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then
It's
too,
not easy. Just saying.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's simple. It is a lot simpler.
what I'm hearing too is both of y'all had a different experience with school. Like you said, you hated books, you love books.
I hated books. I didn't like school. School wasn't my thing.
Right.
I said if I'm going to waste 4 years of my life, I may as well come out with a certificate or
Honestly,
something,
Okay,
a license.
so you wanted to see it.
So I
right.
just did
He
it
had,
for
the,
myself.
he had the better mentality than me. If I'm against something, I'm rebellious. I'm like, hell no, I'm not doing it. I don't care what happens. He was more like, all right, I got to do it. Whatever, I'll make the best of it. Me, I'm like, no.
Right.
I'll make the best elsewhere. I'm not doing that. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
So speaking to like our younger audience, because we talk about this all the time, right? What kids they're debating on going to college or not. It sounds like there are some benefits to going to college, but also like in your experience, it made sense to work for a large company before trying to start your business.
I took that route because I thought it would be beneficial because ideally when I began doing accounting,
Right.
my goal was to open up a firm. It wasn't to go be a mortgage broker.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it completely shifted, and I'm glad it did. And going and working for the firm was just a stepping stone for me to go and achieve that next goal, which I went ahead and I created a company, and I had a partner in it. It was called Taxperts. Now, we had an H&R Block concept, pop-up shops within my dad's stores. At the same time of doing that, we had Estate Financial beginning, and we had Swift Investments beginning. So at that point, we had to, figure out really what makes more sense financially at the time. And we went the mortgage route because it ties directly into real estate and there's a lot of growth opportunity. And accounting could always come back around. And I'm not worried about it. One day, my true goal in life is I want to have a firm. I love accounting. I know it's a very beneficial market, and a lot of accountants are perceived the wrong way. And you could be perceived the wrong way in that business, but I want to bring style to that industry. And I know I will.
Yeah.
So
One day.
I'm gonna say something about that. Yeah, that's good. You're 25. Just give it about 5 more years. You know.
Yeah. I might not want to
love-
ever do it again.
I loved accounting too. I loved it. Like it was something I always wanted to do. I didn't really want to own a firm. I wanted to work for, back then it was the Big Five, then turned to the Big Three.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Big Four.
It's Big Four now,
I
right?
think Big Four. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It was Big Five, and then it went to Big Three, and maybe it's Big
Yeah.
Four now. But now, no, I'll hire an accountant. Yep.
I agree. That's right. I hired an accountant.
Right.
Like I'm good. You know.
I look at it as a business model. Sorry to interrupt.
He delays on my taxes every year.
He's the worst
the
client
worst
I've ever
accountant
had
ever.
in my life.
Right.
He makes me not want to do accounting.
That's funny.
Yeah, I deal with the same problem every year.
Who's your accountant?
Shaka.
Why would you hire somebody that hate it?
It'd be August, and I'd be like, "Can I get them taxes?"
Yeah.
But
she gave you the taxes in
In a
like,
shoebox.
yeah,
She gave you
and
receipts in the
she don't
shoebox.
give you in the shoebox. She just send you 1099s and just the basic, the stuff that came in the mail, and that's it.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Do my taxes.
Literally.
What happened to the accounting business?
We're doing too good in real estate for me to take my eye off the
Gotcha.
prize. That I can't afford to do that.
I hear so many people that have been in accounting or like going to school for like law, and then they decide to be a mortgage broker or a real estate agent.
Yeah.
My wife's an attorney. She was working for a firm, and we pulled her out, and we said, "Hey, let's do a title company." She was all in, quit her job. I actually ran into her boss about a month ago, actually.
Wow.
and he was asking about her, but yeah, she gave up law to move to title, and it's working out great for her.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
So the specialty, or areas of like strength. So, because I know you have each aspect going on right now, but you're mostly focused on, because we haven't even talked about some of the things that you're doing, like the wholesale business and those things. So where's your specialty area currently? Like, what are you mainly focused on day to day right now?
So what I do every day to day, I do mainly two things. The first thing is the wholesale company and investment flips and all that. But I mainly concentrate on the wholesale sales and growing that team right now. And the other thing I do, and it's kind of an abstract thing, it just happens naturally, is I find more opportunities. And I keep going and finding this and that. Like, we're opening up a bar on Pontiac Trail in Orchard Lake with some partners, and things just come up, and we take them on as they go. We're primarily businessmen, right? And then this is just what we're doing in operations. You get what I mean?
That's what funds are the business, all the other businesses.
Exactly. Now the real estate end of things is all vertically integrated. Like mortgages, real estate, title, they're all lined up. They help each other out. They support each other, kind of. That's why we got into title, and we're successful in title. From these two businesses, we do enough deals to support the title company, and the title company was turnkey, ready to go. But yeah, the bar, I think, is like almost vertically integrated indirectly, right? Like, hey, I got a client, like, I'm gonna take them to the bar, and hey, let's go have a drink, hang out, talk, potentially negotiate, right? And that's kind of where the bar was like, you know what? I think we should do this. It's becoming a headache, by the way, already, and I kind of wish I didn't do it in a sense. But if it wasn't for my partners and everything we're doing and how successful that bar will be, I would have regretted if I was by myself. But I got some good partners with me.
Right.
Yep.
So you have partners outside of your brother? Are you part of the bar too?
Me and him, if there's
Okay.
a $2 scratch off that we win, I get $1, he gets $1.
Sweet.
That's how it works.
If it loses, I'll send him a Venmo request for $10.
How about the sister?
The sister works with us at Estate Financial.
Yep, she's at the mortgage office with us. She's doing processing now.
Okay.
Right. So wife is title, you're wholesaling, you guys have a bar, sister's doing the mortgage.
Yep, processing.
Sweet.
Yep, exactly. My girlfriend also works at the mortgage office.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
All in the family.
We
She's
got
a
a lot of
beast,
family
too.
members there too. We
Yeah.
probably got 10 family members at the mortgage office,
Wow.
and it's fun. It's a good time with all those guys.
Yeah. So the Christmas party's alive.
Oh yeah.
We haven't hit Christmas yet,
Right.
but yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Well, any
good.
party's live there.
So they just started full launch in January 1st, 2021, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're a young company.
Right.
Young companies, I should say.
Right.
Yeah, we're very young.
Sweet.
Nice. What are each of your strengths? So the reason why I put this question on here, and I know we've kind of gauged that a little bit through our interview process, but when I was with you guys for the short amount of time that I was, I'm like, you're very different, and I know you do different things.
Yeah.
Like I can see it.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you a funny analogy. And I always say this, and he knows it's true. I'm like the hoster, right? Like at my house when we lived together, we would host parties, and like I was the guy pouring everybody drinks, entertaining, making everybody have a good time. And at the end of it, he was the guy that would just like to clean it up and make it spick and span.
Get everything there. I'm the back end guy.
He was
I'll make everything
organized,
happen no matter what.
If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be
matter
successful.
what.
And if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be successful. So
100%.
that's why we do everything together. I bring a deal to him, I throw it at him. Nobody knows how to put me in my place and organize it better than him. I would be nothing without him. I'm telling you the truth.
Likewise.
I mean it.
That's good. That's good.
Yep.
So I want to get into mortgages. You know?
You want?
No, I don't want to get into it. Like,
wanna
actually,
talk
Say we
I
can
wanna
help you
talk
out with
about
that.
it.
Hey, you want to open up an office? We'll get you open.
One of the things that I want to talk about, because we don't really talk about it much anymore, and I think I told you guys that too when we were talking, like, so the mortgage broker side of the business, and I guess specifically doing non-QM deals. So what's the difference between non-QM and
You're looking at
QM?
the wrong guy. You got to talk to him.
Tristan.
So to my knowledge of it,
Right.
QM, no, it really is. QM is qualified mortgage, passes by Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac guidelines, and you write that, and they're backing it. They're selling it off to them. Non-QM is more so a little more unregulated, to where we could push things in LLC names, where we could push things in lower credit and along those lines. So they're two different markets, and usually non-QM is a higher rate and QM is going to be a lower interest rate.
Right.
Higher risk, lower risk. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
Right.
So if it's non-QM, which is going to be higher risk, that essentially means that a person maybe doesn't have, like you said, the
They
best
just structure
credit.
it. It's
Or-
not the best credit. Like the LLC name, for example.
Okay.
Like I have a guy in Virginia that called me, and he's doing properties, and he's running through a non-QM lender that is allowing just bank statements to approve the guy. They're not doing any other underwriting. So they're taking that, and they're only using that to qualify the guy based on cash flow. So they're going to charge a higher interest rate rather than UWM over here taking the guy and throwing him through the whole underwriting process, looking at every single document, having you make an LOX for a deposit in his bank account. You know, they go harder on it, so they're able to secure themselves more.
Okay.
And they both work on volume, really, but, you know, it's higher risk, lower risk.
LOX, letter of explanation.
The worst thing to ever come up on a condition ever.
Right.
You think so?
So
I
that
feel like
was-
it's the easiest.
Yeah, it is.
You
It
can
is,
explain
but
it away.
it's so unnecessary
It
that
is.
when I have to call my client and I have to explain to them that they have to write a letter of explanation about
Whatever it is.
something so irrelevant, really, that doesn't even make sense, they look at you like you're crazy. But then you have to express to them that it's the lender, they have an underwriting team. That's not us. We're just brokering the transaction. We're getting the documents. We're uploading the documents.
So I have a deal like that now where the guy, he owns several, properties. So they came back, they wanted proof that there's no HOA on these other properties, even though they're all single family properties in
right.
Detroit. So he had to write a letter basically stating there's no HOA on these properties. He had to show that the taxes were current and that type of thing. But it's a bank statement loan, pretty much.
Exactly.
So they're taking a higher risk, so they still may ask for some additional information, but it's not to comply with
Yeah.
Fannie or Freddie.
Exactly.
Pretty
Not
much.
standard. So standard and not standard, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Normal and or basic or not basic.
And low risk, high risk, pretty
Yep.
much. Cool.
Made me almost forget my next question. Which was it?
Those loans would be more or less for people that a lot of your business owners would do those loans.
That's what if I was an
Self-employed.
investor, I would
Right.
get a non-QM mortgage every day of the week, and I
Right.
would buy multiple properties with it, because at that point you're paying so many mortgages, your income needs to be all the way up here, like showing $500,000 a year.
Right.
But when you're taking all your deductions and
You're not gonna have it.
maximizing your tax benefits, you don't have it.
Exactly.
So it's a better route for sure, no
Right.
matter what, for an investor.
People
Right.
that are actually, so you're talking about investors that are real investors, not the fake investors.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
the investor out here saying or that that doesn't file taxes. Right?
Right.
Right?
Because
So-
speaking of accounting, because like I know a lot of business owners, they try to write off everything,
Yep.
but then when they go to get a loan, it's
Yeah.
like,
Training.
dude, you making $300,000 a year and you can't qualify for $150,000
Because they're smart.
'Cause
They're doing
you-
smart business.
Yeah,
but
but
then
then
you get penalized for it.
right.
Right.
But
If
then
you
they
don't
have
know
to
these
go
guys.
this
Exactly.
route they can qualify because the money is there. How you gonna tell me I don't qualify for $150,000?
You make $300 a year,
and I got $250 in the bank. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it makes sense to go that route for those type of buyers.
100%.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You have to be filing tax, so they're still going to ask for real bank statements or taxes.
If you file right now, if you applied with me, they're gonna pull your tax transcripts for 2020, no matter what. And if you didn't file, they're gonna hold it off until you file. They won't approve you.
Yeah. I.e., that's why you want the accounting firm.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll file all your taxes.
Yeah, I'll file your taxes for all the past 7 years you didn't file.
Exactly. Oh, those are the worst clients, man.
Yeah.
So I was telling you that I've been scared of using a mortgage broker because I've been comfortable using a lender, that funds their deals and then sells it after the fact and so on and so forth. And you were kind of like, well, send me something. I'm going to close it
I'll
sure.
Close it. It's all about closing.
Right.
At the end of the day, if I can close your deals, that's what we're here for. So the beauty of us is that you could give me someone random with a crazy scenario that terrible credit, derogatory accounts, blah, 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 the whole 9 yards. And I could take it to a bank. Now, if you take it to a big bank, they're stuck with themselves. But me, on the other end, I have 100 banks that I work with that I could shop it around and find that person that's going to take that qualification and write it, no matter what. And then I always have my primary bank, which is UWM in this case, which is one of the best lenders in the nation, if not the best. And they're phenomenal. They've invested so much in their systems that, like with us, that I could put a loan in to, call it Monday. On Tuesday, I could have a clear to close.
And that's United Wholesale Mortgage.
Exactly.
Okay.
And those are that's my primary bank. 90% of my loans go through United Wholesale Mortgage, which is...
I've been hearing a lot of good things about United.
I promise you, send me a deal. I'll show you how we work.
So let me ask this, because we have a lot of listeners that are not like sophisticated when it comes to this. So basically, different from a direct lender, which you go to, you have to qualify for their programs. But a mortgage broker like yourself, you can shop them to different lenders.
Exactly.
And then as a mortgage broker, it's your job to understand what each lender is offering so you can shop them to the right people.
Yes.
So someone would so most lenders would say, hey, you need a 620 or 680 credit score. If someone is just below that, or maybe they have a 620, but their income to debt ratio is off a little bit, you can shop them around and find a lender for that buyer.
Right.
Okay.
When it comes to DTI, though, that's the only iffy thing, because we run automated underwriting system, DU and LPA. Those findings really pre-underwritten. It's like the rough draft of the file.
Right.
They give us approve eligible, we can push it through. Any other reading, we cannot do it.
Okay.
No matter who the lender is.
Right.
Debt to income ratios and desktop underwriting, I think is what we just heard.
Correct. Right.
Yep.
So I sometimes when we get so this is what you call real estate jargon, and I was taught like at a young age to be careful with real estate jargon, because when other people are listening, they don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
They're like, what in the world did they just say? So
I owned the company with him, and he lost me. I'm not gonna lie.
And Julian got real quiet. He's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here and
Well, that's his.
Take this
So
in.
That's his forte.
That's his part of the business.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got something?
No, I didn't have anything. I mean, I was just gonna say that debt to income is it. You know what I mean? So as long as you can afford it, as long as you can show that you can afford it, you feel like you can get the deal closed, unless you got some ridiculous scenario. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's all pre-underwriting it. You catch that before you even start, to where we don't waste time.
I'm not even gonna send you in. I'm not even gonna put you in.
Waste my time.
So just explain, what is debt to income?
Debt to income is your amount of debt obligations, which is your monthly debt payments, like credit cards, car payments, installment loans, things like that, to the total income that you make on a monthly basis.
Right. So this is like scenario, someone's making $100,000 a year, and they have maybe, $800 a month expenses, right? Debt versus someone that makes $120,000 a year, but they got $3,000 a month debt. They're not going to qualify for as much because they got more debt.
Exactly.
Right.
It's all about, that's everything with qualification is DTI.
So don't get to escalate before you buy the house.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
And you know what the worst thing is? When you're almost there, and this guy somehow inquired about getting an Escalator, a Range Rover, and now they're asking if he got new debt obtained, and turns out he got a new Range Rover. And it's like, gosh, man, you couldn't have waited 3 weeks at least?
Right.
Yeah. One of my long friends, he's been trying to get his stuff together because he's been an entrepreneur for the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
He has some debts and things, can't disclose. But he posted something on Facebook, and he's like looking at Bentleys, and his whole thread is going like, do it, man, do it with the strong arm. And I'm on there like, you better not.
Right. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Not if you're trying to still get this house.
Oh, yeah. Does he own a house?
Not yet.
Oh, man.
And probably not never.
If you think about
Not
Get
at
that
that
Bentley.
Not at that rate.
Yeah, the Bentleys, that notice gonna throw you off.
But he will. He gonna get the Bentley and the house. He's just gonna get the house first.
Right.
So, I want to talk a little bit about your workspace and like how you guys operate there and the morale of the space. I really like the atmosphere.
You saw the mortgage office, so he got to touch up on the mortgage office.
No, but you gave me the tour.
I was with him, but he really does handle the environment there,
Okay.
the vibes, everything there. He handles all of it. I found him the space, but he knows how to handle that. All that is him.
So, like, how does that work? You know, like, tell us about the space, what time people come in, what your expectations are. And I'm very curious to see how you get in, you know, how you cut into somebody when they're not.
Yeah. So, really, we're just working on a network internally within our office, and we're reaching outsourcing to HR and trying to gather as many employees as we could. And when we got there, and we actually started the business, we had a totally different image for the business than what we are today, which was we wanted to be really like professional guys and, hey, come in suit and ties and whatnot, and older people, educated. And we realized that, first off, we're a baby company. So why would a guy who's making $120,000 at JP Morgan Chase come work with us, right? He's not going to come work with us. So we targeted the young kids. And the young kids came aboard, and we were in a 1,200 square foot office. It started with one young kid. One brought two. That second brought four. That four brought three. And before you knew it, we're in 1,200 square feet with about 16 people, 17 people. We're like, you know, tight as could be. And he used to come into the office.
It was a sweatshop.
It was a sweatshop. He used to come in there. There was probably 13 fans in the office just running at all times, and everybody was just dialing. We're getting deals, and we're still really learning what we're doing. We don't even know what's happening. We're getting a deal. We're sending the docs out, you know, figuring out how to push it through underwriting and get it to the closing table. And, you know, it got so big that they were driving so many deals and so many people wanted to come on board. It was to the point where my office was not a 4-person office. I put a table in my office, and I had 3 guys working on a laptop in that office. I had my partner's office. He had a couch. They were sitting on the couch. They were sitting at the head of his desk. They actually put another 2 desks in there to where 2 guys were on the wall. And right when you walked in, we had another table where you had 4 people. So it was like packed in there. And we made the move. The best thing we ever made. He really pushed it on us. And it made a lot of sense to do it. We went ahead, took the space, brought more employees on. And now today we're sitting with, you know, about 35 employees, and we're growing with that. We have a lot of interviews and things coming on. And we're just kind of trying to keep the morale young, driven, not even young. I don't even care about that. I just want to be a hip environment, you know, 2021.
Not stuck.
Where you come in, it's not corporate to the fullest level. We have our duties that we have to have as a corporation, like come in at this time, lunch is this time, things like that, group huddles. But really, if you want to play basketball and shoot around, take a 10-minute break, feel free. I encourage that. I want you to take a mental break, because sitting on that dialer for 7 hours a day, that could beat you down. So whatever you do to clear your mind, do it. And if it comes to the point where you're always clearing your mind, then there's a problem.
Right.
You know, and that always happens. It's the name of the game.
Right. So
what do you do?
It sounds like you adapted to the current generation of employees.
Yes.
Pretty much. So they feel like they got a cool, safe environment. The culture is good, and it motivates them to keep working. Because it sounds like I don't think you guys are gonna lose any employees anytime soon.
Yeah. They come and go.
Yeah.
They come and go.
Well, they
No
probably
matter
fire
what.
themselves.
They
if
do.
they're not doing the
We
work.
don't fire them
Right.
unless they really, really, really mess up. Like you really have to go the extra mile to get fired from
Right.
either one of our companies. I can speak on his behalf. We try to work with everybody.
Right.
I believe in everybody, and I know he believes in everybody. And it's always about the mentor, and it's not the individual.
Right.
You could always train that guy out of that bad mindset.
Right.
As long as you're really willing to put the work in. And I have a couple people in mind that I do that with on a daily basis because I truthfully care about them as a person. I don't care about me making money off them. Right. I want them to be successful. And indirectly that makes me successful, but that's not even, I don't even look at that part. I just want them to have personal success. And then that drives the morale of the company. It's everybody works together. We're a team. Right. I don't have one employee in my office, truthfully. I have 35 partners in my office. Not every single one of them, every single day comes in at 10 a.m. ready to work, and we make it happen every day.
What time do you start dialing?
They start dialing 10 a.m.
Okay.
And then like
You're dialing across the country?
Yeah, so states, our dialer naturally filters out states. So 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. is the legal dial time. So it filters out between the times. So they could dial all the way up to 12 o'clock.
So this is dialing for the mortgage side?
The mortgage
or
side.
What about the wholesale side?
Wholesale side, I take a completely different approach.
Okay.
I have a call center in the Philippines. So who he has, he's paying commission. Basically, if I had to compare them, I have Filipinos calling our people and hitting them all day long. And then it gets turned like he has loan officers.
Right.
I have real estate acquisition specialists. And then they take that file on, and then we go from there.
So you have like ISAs pretty much.
What's ISA? I'm not sure.
So inside sales associate. So basically, like in real
They're
estate,
called virtual assistants.
virtual assistants.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
So we have
about the same.
the same. It's the same.
Yeah.
I never heard that terminology.
Well, we use virtual assistants, which is our VAs, but they do like a lot of the admin stuff.
Yeah.
But our ISA are people. They're basically virtual assistants, but they're trained on like certain sales scripts and things of that nature.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I have. I have one main and the rest all cold call all day.
So what I'm hearing, both a lot of your success is coming from hitting the phones.
Oh yeah, smile and dial.
All the success is made on the phone. It truthfully is. If you want to make money, pick up the phone and just call anybody, and you can figure it out. It's always you got to call, no matter what. And then there's always inbound. But
you guys ever watch Wolf of Wall Street?
All the time.
I feel like we're in the movie Wolf of Wall Street.
Or Boiler
You know?
Room. Watch
Pick
Boiler
Pick
Room.
up the phone and start dialing.
Yeah.
You're mad at your wife for this and that. Pick up the phone and start dialing. That's all I hear every day. That's what we use all day.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I think that this has been a fun interview.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait, do you guys ever argue? I know you get any
Yeah.
fights or anything.
Oh,
I
yeah.
as big as he is, I kick his ass sometimes.
My older brother, I have to let him.
Right.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah, you guys have a really nice vibe or energy.
Thank you.
One of the first things that they said was, so we were connected through a mutual associate. We have to have him on.
Right.
Right.
You got to tell him we did a deal together.
No, he knows. I talked to him.
Oh, no, I told him. I'm saying tell them.
Oh.
Tell the
yeah.
users. Me and you got a deal going.
Oh, yeah. So he's beat me up on the price, but
It's not
But-
right.
but-
I said what I'm going to charge you, and I stayed right there. I didn't budge.
He was
No,
fair.
exactly.
I was fair.
Wait, but do the numbers make sense for you?
I think that they make sense. I'm still waiting to hear from my business partner his true thoughts because I started to get chewed out, but then I guess he got a call. And so then I have to wait until like Monday to get the rest of
That's
my
not what
chew out.
happened. Look, listen, let me stop y'all. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead, talk to me.
The numbers are fine, right?
Right.
The issue is Jonnita's last second. I'm busy as hell
Right.
all day, every day, running
Yeah.
99 phone calls. She knows it, right?
Right.
So she sends me a, I don't even, did you text or even email? She either sent me a
I
text or
texted you like 4 or 5 days ago. Was
No.
the first text with my phone at.
Not true. But no, I'm not. We're not talking about that. There's a deal on the table, so that's fine that there's a deal on the table, right? Or that was 2 days ago. We went. As a matter of fact, when she says there's a deal, we normally go get there immediately.
It's been 72 hours.
So we went there. When she told us, I met you yesterday.
Yeah.
That was so the day before yesterday is when she told me about the deal.
No,
Right.
the day before that is when I told you about the deal. The next day we did a drive-by of the property.
Agreed. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. No, the day that we did the drive-by, the day I knew about the property, and then the next day we saw the property, and then today, so I'm like, okay, I'm still waiting on numbers, and then today she says we got a $2,000 EMD non-refundable. Do I do it or not? You know what I mean?
Well, she had already agreed to
No, I
it.
did
No.
not. I said
Oh.
before
No.
I signed the contract. So I basically
okay.
get the okay for him to sign.
But
Right.
I'm saying we
can
haven't
say
even
no.
talked to man.
Right.
I went over there for we was in there for 10 minutes at best.
Not even.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and I know nothing about the deal. So Jonnita handles our deals. So she that's how, she meets everybody.
She's a deal
Whoever sends me a deal, I send them to Jonnita, right?
Yeah. So I'll tell you this honestly, and I told Jonnita, and this is funny, it's on air, but I told you, I said, look, I might be able to get it for you for cheaper. It's up to you. I have somebody who wants to walk it.
Yep.
I mean it. I got to take care of my business. I want to build a relationship with you guys, but I also got to take care of my business, right?
That's the name of the
Mark called me last minute. 11:30 was supposed to be for somebody else. They couldn't make it. So then I was going to show it again one more time and just do it. So I told her, look, you could either go there or maybe he doesn't pay it. I don't know.
Your numbers are not bad though. So the issue
my
isn't your
numbers work.
numbers. Your numbers are not bad.
Yeah.
The issue is that, man, I'm making a last second decision right now
Right.
with no information.
Right.
You making a decision right now on the show?
No, we already made it. We
exactly.
signed
Right.
already.
We put you on the
already
spot.
signed.
What you gonna do, man?
Oh, we already signed. We already signed, right? We
Oh,
got
did
it.
you? I didn't
But
even
perspective is key. You only heard one side of
Hold
the
on, did
story,
we
but I'm
sign?
gonna let
Right.
that be it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
signed
we
it.
already signed.
My partner sent you guys everything. He has the same name as me.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, so
No, I
that's
saw two different names, and I'm like, why is the name?
Julian Denha, Julian Hamam.
Yeah.
But the difference in this deal, why I'm not that upset, is so we do hard deals. This is an easy deal.
Okay.
It's one that I
turnkey.
can. Who was you asked
Yeah,
me
I was asking.
whether or not we're going to do a full gut or just going to be
We
spruce
do
it
that
up.
every time.
I'm
And I
telling you.
told
We-
him,
this
I'm
is
like,
one
I'm
of the
over
ones
it.
that we
Yeah,
need.
don't
This
do
is
it
a-
full gut.
This is a put it right back on the
Yeah.
market, make your 20 grand, 30 grand, whatever the number is, and move on.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a good
Correct.
deal. It
It
really is.
It
I
is.
swear.
Yeah. But I'm just saying. So I
Lies.
told her that.
Cap.
Right.
The cap is so. What I have is a busy partner
Yeah.
who I constantly say, "Can you stop? Can you look at it? Come in here and say." He came and sat on my futon,
Yeah.
and he said, "Well, tell me about it." And so I told him about it there. And then I called him earlier today and I said, "Hey, I want to go over these numbers with you one more time. Are you listening?" And he was like, "I'm not going to be listening in a minute if you don't start talking."
No, I said. So she knows I'm busy.
Nothing
right?
wrong with that.
No,
But
she
the
knows I'm
reason
busy.
why I'm asking him if he's listening or going to give me a minute for this is because of this conversation that we having right now.
Right.
Because then I get accused of not. But in the meanwhile, I am doing my due diligence. I'm
Yeah.
pulling what I can pull as far as title, finding the owner's name, calling the county, calling the
Yeah.
city. I'm doing all those things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to still do due diligence,
Yeah.
whether he stops for a minute or not. Because ultimately, he's probably going to say, "Yeah, sign it. We're going to move forward."
Yeah.
And then I still have to have.
And look, a guy like me, what you guys honestly, this is a compliment to you guys. I don't know if you were involved in the deal or not at all, Reg. But
Yeah. No, I wasn't.
well, compliment to you guys. You know, we look for people, and Mark knows this about us. We do deals, and we select who we send our deals to. Right? I was a little second guessing because I don't usually do it like this. It was so I didn't know you, very informal. I didn't even have your number. You pulled up, and I'm like, I think I didn't even call you the right name because I didn't even know who you were, and I don't do deals like that. I do deals with people that I know.
Yep.
And before I talk to them, I explain to them how it works, and you guys made it so easy on us that we're going to send you guys a lot more deals.
There it is.
And we find good deals. So, with that being said, believe me, Jonnita, Shaka, Reggie, even, I know
Yeah.
you guys
I
are in the
invest-
same.
yep.
We will send you guys a lot more deals. I promise you.
Relationships,
Yeah.
like you said.
So-
You know what I
It's
mean?
all about relationships.
I want to point something out. You said something real good because our show, a lot of wholesalers listen to us, a lot of investors.
Yeah.
You said you don't send your deals to just anybody.
Absolutely
Right? Because
not.
you want performance, you want people that know what they're doing, that can actually close.
Yep.
And then from the investor standpoint, I tell a lot of investors, you need to know your numbers. You need to know what you're doing in order to keep getting deals.
Yeah.
Because people don't want you keep sending you deals and you keep backing out.
The number one thing is underwrite the deal before you see it.
Exactly.
Know the comps, because you're not going
Right.
to figure out the comps after you see it.
Right.
What you imagine is probably what you're going to get, right? You're going
Right.
to walk through the house, probably got oak cabinets, right? Like those like vinyl floor tiles, right?
Yeah.
You got an ugly bathroom that's like livable, but it's not nice. The house is livable, right? But underwrite your deals. Run the comps.
Yeah.
Know that it's going to take, if you want to gut and remodel it, like you guys don't want to do, which is a unique situation, then know it's going to take 30, 40 grand, right? Assume that in your head and see what you could sell it for top dollar. Or keep it as is. Could I resell this for $250,000? Then you keep it as is and sell for.
I hope we do get 250.
Yeah, well, I don't remember. Honestly, I don't remember the numbers, but yeah.
No, we'll be good on the deal. So we have two options.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing. So the reason that the answer was yes was because it's Southfield.
Oh, yeah.
Southfield.
You know what I mean? It was like it was. You know what I mean? It was nothing to think about.
Right.
We just did a deal though, and this is why I'm talking. This is why I'm saying this, and it's not a knock, but I'm just saying we just did a deal that became a headache because of title.
Wait, after you guys closed or before you closed?
So anytime I bring, the hard stuff, I'm going to let everybody know up front. I'm sorry, let me talk into the mic.
Yeah.
So the thing was, the owners were not waiting on, it was a tax,
rush.
it was a tax sale. And when you have a tax sale, most of the time, if the FOIA isn't clean, now you have to quiet the title.
Yep.
So, that was the immediate situation. I explained to the lender. I explained to my partner. They are not waiting for us to get a FOIA. They are not letting us quiet title. They want a $5,000 non-refundable deposit, and they want to know if we're doing it or not.
But non-refundable, in the assignment, it should say, just so you know, it should say, every template has it, title must clear.
No, not when they say, this is not, you're taking a quitclaim deed. Like,
Oh, you took it.
yeah. So,
So
so what happened with that particular scenario is that everybody knew going into it before I signed the dotted line that we were going to be taking a quitclaim deal, that we were going to have to be quiet in the title potentially. And so, like I told you, I always do my due diligence. So I'm going to do my own search first to see what I find, because I want to see how murky it looks.
We got you. Honestly, I'll do it.
No,
I'll do it for free.
it's all clear. And so
Okay.
the whole thing was, and I had title companies already researching it. And I took it to a title company. I said, and I asked the owner of the title company, if it were you, would you do it? And the owner of the title company said, yeah, I would. And so based on that, we closed the deal. Now what we had happen was the person who was financing the deal act like he didn't know that I told him that we were going to have to potentially quiet this title. But thank goodness we don't have to do a quiet title because the title is clear. We ended up getting a warranty deed.
Good.
Our lender did press that. So I think that was a good thing, because had he not pressed it, we probably would have just did what we normally do, which is if the title company says, we can't do it without quiet title, then we start that process immediately while we're doing the rehab.
Right. Okay.
My point that I was making is that only whenever you have a deal that's rushed, it is normally not a good deal.
Yeah. I got you title insurance. Trust me.
And I saw that.
You're clear. I would not
yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
I won't sell a deal without. Right now, we're going through the process. I told you about those Pontiac. You said you like Pontiac. We got 2 duplexes being sold in Pontiac right now, and they have to go through. There was a lien, and they also have to do a quiet title action.
Right.
We're waiting it out. I told the buyers. They asked for my advice, and I honestly told them, don't close yet, and I'm going to make some good money on it. But hey, it's not worth burning that bridge.
There you go. That's all I'm saying. Like right there.
I will always be honest. I think that real estate, the number one thing to be successful, actually there's 2, and they're almost hand in hand. Ethical and hustle.
Yeah.
Those 2 things will make you successful as can be in real estate. You don't know, say I don't know and figure it out. Things like that.
Yeah. Don't say you know everything.
I don't know everything.
Absolutely.
I don't know everything.
Right. So,
no, but it's a good deal. So, I'm not knocking anything because we haven't had a bad deal yet.
Yeah.
In the 5 years I've known her. So,
Right.
but I don't like to be put on the spot,
So
especially
you,
when I'm not thinking about it.
so you guys actually have the ultimate trifecta. You have the mortgage, you have the title, then you have the real estate on the wholesale side.
Yep.
Are you considering
We
doing
have-
like a brokerage?
We do have investments.
Okay.
Yeah, we merged with a company. Actually, the ex-CEO of Quicken Loans was named Pat. His name's Pat McInnes.
Okay.
And his son and his brother are our partners. They own Forged Homes. We flipped them a few properties and we decided to merge together. And we did like a equity swap so that we're going through the full process now.
Right.
So now we acquire properties all over and we're buying some in Florida. I mean they're on full attack mode, those guys.
Are they buying and holding for cash flow? Or are they buying and flipping?
They will.
Okay.
They have like 3 rentals that we're not even a part of.
Okay.
But they do want to grow that with us now.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. Sweet.
Yep.
All right.
I had fun with this.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Do y'all have photos of y'all office, y'all humble beginnings?
I have a video, but it's kind of an inappropriate video.
We're still paying.
I don't know what they said on it.
We're still paying the lease.
The reason I asked, because you brought up like the Wolf of Wall Street, you know how everybody starts out like in Boiler Room, all those movies. They start off in these little shabby places, and then like they're in a big high rise. So I want to see you guys document that.
Yeah, it's documented, trust me.
Yeah.
Give it a picture. I have like 30 videos on my phone. Yeah, but the guys are saying
with the
crazy
guys.
stuff.
With the guys.
It was actually the day that we were leaving the office,
Right.
and my partner was taking a video of everything, and he was saying like, "What do you have to say?" And everybody was saying the same thing, like, "Screw this place. We can't wait to get out of here and go and be open and free." And seeing that whole transition and all the guys stick with us, it's been unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. We'll look at it after the podcast.
Yeah.
So, and last question for me. You got a young guy. You said he's making like 14 grand a month. Wow.
Yeah.
He's a grinder.
It's funny because you say young guy and you're 28 and you're 25.
Yep.
So I can only imagine making that type of money. I wasn't even making that money at 28.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. So yeah, if you need a job, go work for these guys.
Yeah, work with us.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. He said they're all partners.
Yep. 14 grand a month.
Oh yeah.
Minimum.
Right.
Okay.
You gotta grind.
We always hear about the goods. There's guys making $2 grand, but
Right.
the difference is the mentality and the hustle.
Right.
And that's it. If you have it, you have it, and if you want it, you get it.
Right.
And that's it.
Right.
I could make that happen out of you if I really put the time and effort, but
Right.
naturally in a person, that's the difference in success and failure.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right.
All right.
That's a wrap. We had Julian and Tristan Denha.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Where can we find you guys? You on social media?
All over, yes.
All over?
Yeah.
Okay,
LinkedIn,
what's your-
Facebook, Julian Denha.
That's
Yep.
it?
Yeah.
On LinkedIn and
Everything.
Instagram?
Yep,
And what
LinkedIn.
Same
about
thing,
you?
Tristan Denha.
Facebook,
All right.
Instagram.
Cool.
And we're only going to get more active.
Right. Sweet.
We'll be honest with you guys. It's our first podcast.
Yeah.
We haven't jumped on one yet.
Oh, sweet.
I
Yeah,
feel
we
like
appreciate
we
you
can
guys having
videotape.
us.
Yeah, we
So-
really appreciate that.
So when you guys are billionaires, they're going to revert back to this video and watch it.
We're all
Yeah,
going to be
that's
there
where they
together.
started
Come on.
at.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Thank you for coming. And we are glad that you are here.
Thank you guys for having us.
All right.
We like
Appreciate it.
everyone to we have to start doing this like 2 minutes in.
Right.
Like and subscribe to our podcast. There's something about real estate or TSARE. You should be able to look up any of them. And we are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify,
Yep.
YouTube,
Breaker,
and
Google
Breaker, yep.
Podcasts.
everything. Almost.
Right.